So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here, things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. We're up and running then. Challenge just a bit on the firm side.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And no, that was never going to make it. And here's Bruno Fernandes. Palmer with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. Oh, he's taken it. Now then, the ball's come loose. Gravenberch showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Mbappe going after that. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, the inclusion of this fella, Mickey van de Ven, is probably an indication that the boss wants to play out from the back. I mean, we all talk about how brilliant his recovery pace is when it comes to defending, but he's actually quite tasty on the ball too, particularly with his long-range passing, and he loves those diagonals at times, and he's one to watch out for.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. Gravenberch. Oh, good spread. He's dealt with that really well.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Oh, he's been caught on it here. He's had a shot! This time, surely! He is desperate to get on the score sheet, but not this time.
Well, they're just unrelenting, Peter, wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Corner number 2 then. Punched away. Well, that is one way to stop him. Inter Milan have the chance to go the other way. Played over towards the opposite flank. And it's Reinders. Inter Milan still without a single shot on target. Reinders. Great defending, strong and determined. Can he get on the end of this? It's played through for him, and he's managed to get free, and he was alert to it.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Aimed beyond the defence. Mbappe is wide and looking to get onto this. James did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Gravenberch. Bruno Fernandes. And Reinders. Bruno Fernandes. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Hakimi. And it's Gravenberch. Well, that looks a decent ball. Bruno Fernandes! Knocks it into space. And the through ball. He's in a great position. Shoots! Oh, that was no routine save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And the keeper beats it away. He's having a hit! And again! Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about luck at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
So we have the first goal.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough, though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
And he stands tall, impenetrable. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes going like a man possessed at the moment. That has not gone well. There will be a throw-in.
Inter can certainly afford to see this half out now and reset during the break.
Bruno Fernandes. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Nicked it back promptly. Van de Ven. James. And it's Bruno Fernandes.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
Bruno Fernandes. Now James. Mendes wins the duel this time. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Nuno Mendes. And it's half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Inter Milan come in leading by just the odd goal.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football, plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Inter Milan are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good. And so the action is resumed. Inter Milan currently ahead by the smallest of margins. Plays a sharp little ball here. So, third corner of the game.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And it's Bruno Fernandes. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
What's going wide left?
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Reinders is the guilty party there. Palmer.
Such good technique.
Palmer venturing down the left. Oh, what a chance! Well taken goal. And this is getting better and better. Oh, a goal of real quality. He made it look ridiculously easy.
There you go. That's what happens when you've got top-class talent.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up. Well, they've stamped some authority on things, but how much more authority can be generated?
Well, that's beautifully weighted. Palmer, he's got away. Tries a shot! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. Up by 3. They have their boot on the throats of their foes.
Well, Peter, they're trying to claim offside here, but this stinks of desperation to me. They know they've got it wrong.
Cambio di giocatori.
Arsenal choosing to make the first change. 3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Palmer wants to run onto this. Now it's Mbappe. Van Dijk does well to get it back. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. He won't be happy with that one. Van de Ven. Van Dijk. And it's Gravenberch. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
He might be in here!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Van de Ven. Van Dijk. This is a promising build-up. The pass has gone astray. Tries to get it clear. Good play on the left-hand side here. Mbappe. Vinicius Junior. That's good play. Mbappe. Nuno Mendes. Mbappe looking in every way a marked man at the moment.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Haaland! Oh, he's been caught napping. Palmer. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Palmer scooting forward. Palmer with an air of confidence about him, a certain swagger.
Well, I thought that run had balance and control, skill and strength, the sort of desire we hope will spread.
That's where it came from. And he's been shifted off it. Mbappe charging forward, the ball at his feet. And here's Olise. Olise! Inter Milan are almost home and dry now. Palmer has found the net here, of course. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Just 5 minutes remaining now. Olise gets into a good position. Great chance! That is decidedly lacking. Oh, shooting chance! And that's it. And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all.
Signore e signori, attenzione, un annuncio importante. Il papà del bambino che indossa una maglietta gialla è appeso all'area informazioni.
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We're up and running then. Cross goes in there. Cleared without hesitation.
This is the time you need that pace.
Oh, he's caught him there. It's a free kick. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into his stride so quickly and seems to just glide.
He's had a shot! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
And that's a simple one for the keeper. Arsenal are looking to go forward now. Tchouaméni does well not to be outdone there. Nuno Mendes. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative.
Gyökeres! Denied by an instinctive save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Now it's Vinicius Junior. And he's lost his man here. And here's Vinicius Junior. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Van de Ven. And it's Gravenberch. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Good ball, good take. Chance! Goal! Inter! And Inter go in front. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Inter Milan have fired themselves in front.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Arsenal are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. And here's Thuram.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Palmer. In with the challenge. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Lovely, now then. Lovely bit of skill. Big chance! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Finds himself unceremoniously floored. Pressing high and with purpose. Bruno Fernandes. And that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. Van de Ven. Gravenberch. Wriggles his way through. Look at the space here!
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Not the most accurate pass. Gravenberch. Thuram was only too happy to help out in defence.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Aimed beyond the defence. But that has not gone well. Oh, that is a nice touch. Oh, he's been caught napping. in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Inter Milan are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now with 2 up.
And now they can clear their lines. Taken back almost at once. And here's Vinicius Junior. That's very neat.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
Oh, super ball! And a chance! And that's a sharp finish. And on the stroke of half-time, a priceless goal. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl. And that brings the first half to a close. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They want a good start to the second half.
Inter Milan are leading, but it is still delicately poised. It's 2-1. Back on the way then. Barella. Gravenberg does well to get it back. Oh, terrible pass. And the keeper's got it again. Nuno Mendes. Van de Ven gets over and intercepts. Alex Hakimi. Nice control. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. So who is the target now? He's having a look at what's available. Vinicius Junior tries to get it clear. Bruno Fernandes. Here's a sharp little ball here. There's the shot! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Eder Militao gets it away. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
This is a promising build-up. Eder Militao cuts out the pass. Gyökeres. Alex Hakimi. Very nicely done.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Gravenberg has got himself a free kick.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 10.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Real chance! It's a goal! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Oh, what a game we have on our hands here.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Elise did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Haaland. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That pass has been well intercepted. Takes a shot! Vinicius Junior being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Eder Militao does really well there, he is strong. And that's definitely not his best. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Half an hour gone in the second half. Played back. Wan-Bissaka. Salah. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And it's Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka. Now this could be a chance. Mohamed Salah.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 17.
Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
Well, he can certainly make his side a lot more unpredictable, Peter. You know, he has a very good eye for a pass, and a tricky one at that.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Played out wide. Still anyone's game this. Goes for a shot! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
Well, the referee's pulled play back and has booked him for the original offence. Hakimi. Into the last 5 minutes. Salah. Well, that looks a decent ball. Backward it goes.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
And here's Haaland. And the shot! He's keen, determined to have his say.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
All hands on deck for this one.
cronometro indica 4 minuti di recupero.
And he can thump it away. 4 added minutes on the board. And it's Salah. So what can they make of this? Mohamed Salah. Now it's Alvarez.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Now it's Mbappe. Tchouaméni gets a foot in here. So 90 minutes have come and gone. It's going to be extra time. So still inseparable. What are you thinking, Jim?
Well, there was very little between the sides all the way through, so extra time is the correct next step.
So no winner at full time. We will be going the distance.
Ricordiamo a tutti i tifosi che tra poco sul maxi schermo saranno trasmessi gli orari degli autobus navetta. Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 23, numero 29.
So our quest to find the winner continues.
Il numero 38, il numero 24. Cambio di
That's a
giocatore.
good one he's making there. Alvarez has been caught there, it's a foul. There could be trouble here. But for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. It's a good 35 yards out, this. James. Oh, he's played it in low. Fair effort, he reacted well.
Look, the defending wasn't too clever on that last chance. The cross had to be denied.
And it's Reinders. Shot, surely! Another one of football's and how moments. So, third corner of the game. Oh, great leap! And how did he not put that away? That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Olise. Haaland for Olise. He is just caressing the ball. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Kadiolu. Kadiolu is fouled. And he gets rid in a hurry. Vinicius Junior. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Olise. And it's Kimmich. Olise thinks about the chance for a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? That's really well cleared. What a throw in.
Ci sarà un minuto di
This ended
recupero.
up in no man's land. And here's Mbappe. Kadiolu. And he's managed to get free. Plays it in low.
Well, he said...
So just 15 minutes still to come.
Signore e signori, attenzione, il papà
So
del
those
bambino
15
che
minutes
indossa
have
una
flown
maglietta
by.
blu,
Limbs now and heads indeed at the point of exhaustion. How will this end?
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 15. Lascia il campo
Is there to be drama in these final 15 minutes? They have given it everything. It's been gruelling. But who will be standing at the very end? And he's heaved it away. James does really well to win the ball there. James makes a move down the right. Mohamed Salah has it in a wide position. Olise. It's a searching pass. Tries to play it through. Rudiger cuts it out. And they can counter here. Couldn't squeeze it through. This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Intercepts the throw. That's well read. Van de Ven, who's set up one goal so far. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
And it's been hooked away. Rudiger drives forward on the overlap. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. The referee's awarded a free kick. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Two sides absolutely inseparable, and we know what's coming. So after all of that, what can we say?
Look, I've been in this position myself, and after a gruelling game, you don't want to back down if the manager asks you to take a penalty for fear of appearing weak. You can't let fatigue cloud your judgment.
Nothing more the coaches can do. They, along with the rest of us, mere spectators, as we hit football's ultimate drama. 1-0.
That's the example they will want to follow.
Kimmich is engaging in a bit of mind games before stepping up. And he makes it one each. A swift riposte. Alvarez, second in line for them.
I thought he handled the pressure really well there. His focus cut right through it.
Mbappe, second to go. Never in doubt.
Looks like he's done it 1,000 times. Never looked like missing.
Now it is the turn of the captain.
I don't think there was ever any doubt, really, Peter. Certainly not in his mind.
Olise is third in line. Oh, Cooley does it. It's 3 each. Vinicius Junior is the fourth man to step up. No! Hit it straight down the keeper's throat.
Well, he didn't hit that with any sort of conviction, and it's an easy save in the end.
Reinders, fourth in their queue. Oh, the upright and back out. And the drama continues. Nuno Mendes, last of the original five to walk forward.
I thought he handled the pressure really well there. His focus cut right through it.
Well, you know what I'm going to say, Peter. It's all about nerve.
Now there's a penalty. And that takes us to sudden death. Some can barely watch here. Every kick potentially pivotal. Big character, big moment, big save.
Well, I think the keeper did very well to stay upright until the very end.
Courtois facing match point. And they have done it in sudden death.
Well, that's just wonderful, Peter. The pressure was on, but that's just superb.
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So things are underway. Oh, that's a key interception. Now it's Rodrigo. Quality ball. Bruno Fernandes. Defending of the desperate variety. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Cole Palmer could be standout here, Peter. We sometimes see him in a centre-forward position, but I like to see him play from the right side of attack, because that enables him then to be able to just drift inside on his left foot and then open up the pitch to see what he can deliver from there. And he's expert once he does tuck into those little spaces and pick out whoever's making the runs. And for that reason, I think he could be crucial.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. And here's Rodrigo. Rodrigo will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Mbappe, Van de Ven gets a foot in here. Van de Ven gets his final warning.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
And that's a really buccaneering run he's making. Mendes with an air of confidence about him, a certain swagger.
Well, I thought that run had balance and control, skill and strength, the sort of desire we hope will spread.
Mendes is very much the model of the modern-day fullback. No way through. And here's Mbappe.
Mbappe really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And the shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And here's Rodrigo. Nice control. Barella did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And they've been given a corner.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence. Palmer does really well to win the ball there. Thuram receives it in a good position here. Oh, that's well spotted. Inter Milan yet to have an attempt on goal. Thuram. Oh, it's decent chance! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Bruno Fernandes really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
That's the keeper's ball. Arsenal have the chance to go the other way. Tchouaméni looks to the other side. And it's Mendes. Very nicely done. James has it out wide and in space. Inter Milan have their second corner now. Palmer goes short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Nuno Mendes. Oh, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Now that looks a decent ball. Mbappe picks it up out wide. He's shifting through the gears here. Space for him to turn and look. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. He's found a way through. Gyökeres. Palmer.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Bruno Fernandes. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Gravenberch. Showing good feet. Chance to deliver. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Mbappe.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And it's Palmer. Can he get on the end of this? And that signals the end of the first period. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. Not too much so far to lift anybody off their seat.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
Still waiting for this to take off. It's goalless at half-time. And we are back underway. Both sides defensively robust up to now. Thinks about the shot. Now that's a fine challenge. And that is well cleared. Eder Militao. Van Dijk. Now it's Rodrigo. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be.
Arsenal have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
Gravenberch. And here's Rodrigo. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Mbappe looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 8.
So we have movement on both benches.
Well, Peter, I don't think there's anything tactical or injury related here. I think it's just all about the push for a goal now.
The pass has gone astray. And the shot! And that's a tidy finish. And the game has liftoff. And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Attenzione, un cambio.
So a bit of a revolving door here. Lots and lots of changes. Arsenal have broken through. It's 1-0.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 23. Viene sostituito con il
Sergio, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
And here's Mbappe, spread to the right.
Inter really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
And that has put paid to that. Has to go back here. Bruno Fernandes! Off the post! Olise. Aimed beyond the defence. Inter Milan, perhaps contemplating their next change here.
Well, you can only assume that the manager's got those substitutions on his mind.
Mbappe. And he's picked it up out wide. Reinders. Searching pass he's played there. And it's Salah. Oh, that's delightful.
Inter really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
He won't be happy with that one. Oh, he's onto this. He's got away. That's great defensive work. It doesn't take too much imagination to guess what would have happened otherwise.
Well, I think it's...
And he shoots! Inter Milan very much running into the last chance saloon.
Well, I suppose they need something to break their way, Peter. Anything at this late stage.
Salah. He was under real pressure there. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline. Arsenal really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should...
That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 7.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 19, il numero 18, il numero 45.
And it's Salah.
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Mbappe was only too happy to help out in defence.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Nicely aimed pass. That's an imaginative pass. Chance! It's in! They have stolen level at the last! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
Well, those players out there must be exhausted now, Peter, but at least they have momentum, which augurs well if this goes to extra time.
That's very neat. And he's in on goal. Threads one in. Mohamed Salah. That's a good foray he's making. Alvarez. Pinches it off him. And they can counter here. Olise. He's picked his way through. Oh, this is a chance for a shot! Oh, he's done it! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce, and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
There you have it. The referee says that time is up. Inter Milan were involved in a great game here, unpredictable in so many ways, but in the end they fell just short. Effort unrewarded. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Inter absolutely shocking here. Shockingly porous down the middle, which was painfully exploited, and that's left plenty for the manager to think about. A painful reminder of where standards really need to be.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.